Good morning. I thought today would be a good day to do an update on the kitchen and kind of take you along on a day in the life. Today is my shoot day, which I try to do just once a week. So that's where I get out all the lights, the camera, the tripod, and shoot all of the videos I'm gonna play for the week, usually outside of the vlog. But today I'm gonna try to get the vlog done on the same day, all at one time. So Luke took the kids to a park because sometimes whenever I'm doing a big shoot day, he likes to get far, far away because otherwise kids are constantly running in and out of the house, which is fine for any other kind of work, but a video shooting day, not so much. So I'm gonna set up for that, get working on that, and then I'm going to take you guys on a tour of what's going on in the kitchen so far. Two lights, a tripod, the main camera, and then I put a camera B on the mic stand. Now I eventually want to get another nice camera like the one I have here and have that on a tripod. It's just something I've put off and haven't bought yet, but I really should because the colors on this one and this one don't match perfectly. But this does work to kind of show more up close what I'm working on. Now today I'm shooting 2 food videos for you guys, which is a little challenging considering we don't really have a kitchen right now, but I have something that's going to be kind of easy to show in this space, and whenever I'm doing that I like to record them on the same day, so it's kind of like I already have out all the stuff that I need and the setup is good, so that way I can just keep rolling. All right, I just shot recipe number 1. Now I'm getting ready to shoot recipe 2. Thought I'd share with you a little bit of behind the scenes on how the finished clips of all the ingredients work versus what it looks like just beyond those nice clips. Here's all my lovely prep work. Okay, and here are the stacks of dishes that now have to be washed in the bathroom sink. This isn't even showing you what it looks like in our bathroom because that's where we're currently washing all of our dishes because we have no kitchen sink. But the show must go on.
Is it raining? I know it's not. That's just Daddy. Are you splashing around in puddles? Show me your biggest splash. It's like he understands every single word we say.
In the making of this video, kids came home and broke one of the lights. That was Micah. He's 1.5, so can't blame him. Can only blame myself, but nonetheless, very annoying. So now I'm going to show you a little bit about what's going on in the kitchen and some of the things that have changed and come up. I find that a lot of times things come up during the process that you didn't really think about before, and then that causes plans to be changed. All right, so first let's talk about the window. Here it is. I just love it. So before, if you remember correctly, there was one tiny window. Now it started down here. This is the frame for that original window, and it was just over here, very small. I will insert here a picture from before just so you can kind of get the perspective of where the window was. Now this kitchen was really, really dark. We only have in here these 2 large windows on this wall, but the problem is that is the front porch. So any light that would come into those very tall, very nice windows is obstructed by the porch. So the only light that was really getting let in was through, you know, minimally on those main windows, and then through this very tiny window that was here before, and then a few from the French doors behind me, but not enough light for this really large kitchen. Now the rest of the house has tons of natural light and feel very light and bright and open, kind of like our last farmhouse felt. This kitchen did not. So that was the purpose for adding the window, and that was one thing I knew for sure. Because the original window started there and the hole in the house was obviously there, we couldn't change that because then we would have had to patch the whole house, and we don't have the right siding. It just would have been more extensive and expensive. So now you'll see that the window is not exactly centered on the wall. It doesn't actually bother me because when you walk into the kitchen, there is a little half structural wall here. And so it kind of looks centered from your eye view walking into the kitchen. It's just that it technically isn't centered. But whenever we were designing the kitchen, the design I assumed, I did not think about this until everything was kind of down and demoed and I can see what we were working with, that the window was centered. So the cabinet situation is a lot different than the original plan. So you can see from the original plan, which is getting rather dirty because I've kind of referenced it a whole lot, you have a 39-inch stove, 36-inch cabinet, sink centered on the window, 36-inch cabinet, and then to mirror the stove, a 36-inch refrigerator. Everything's centered. Well, since the window is actually over here, what I find is I have a stove area, I have a 27-inch area, which is fine because they definitely make cabinets in that shape, and also I could have them custom made. And then the window, again, the sink is centered on it, and then I have about a 50-inch area right here. So basically what this means is instead of two 36-inch cabinets, so the original plan that I had talked about on this video, or the original kitchen design video, is not what we're gonna end up having. So I ran out a couple different scenarios. One is stove, 27-inch drawer cabinet, sink, 27-inch cabinet to mirror that, and then the remaining like 24 inches that we're left with, there are dishwasher cabinets, trash can cabinets, just other things that you could, I never thought about hiding in a cabinet. So we don't use a dishwasher really, or we haven't in years. I talked about that on here. But I thought if we ever planned to sell the house, which we don't know, we have no idea. I've never called anything a forever home. Really don't know. It would be really nice for resale value because you know that people are going to want a dishwasher. So we can either address that way down the road if ever, and you know, revamp the whole kitchen at that point for the dishwasher. We could put in a trash can cabinet, which would be really cool because right now it just sits in our pantry and you know, babies throw stuff in it, get into it. It'd be nice to have that. So I'm still deciding on that. But the main cabinetry would be two 27 inchers. I also saw, which I've never in my life put cabinets in a kitchen. I've only painted cabinets and then just lived in places that had cabinets, AKA my parents' house. And in the last house, we just painted the original 1920s cabinets. So I've never shopped cabinets. And I'm finding that there are little spice drawer cabinets, and there are, you know, broom cabinets. It's actually pretty fun. I'm thinking, man, we've always just set the broom over in the pantry and the trash can in the pantry, and those things never really had a real place, which would be kind of nice, but we only have so much space to work with, so I'm still debating and deciding, but those are where we're currently going.
Micah, are you having fun on the mower? You are? Friends, you know we went to a clip with Vivian and Hank? Now you put that in because it's too, remember, and Samantha?
Explaining the kitchen was abruptly interrupted by needing to get all the kids fed. I bet you can guess what we had. Chicken salad, because I made a video, which you'll soon see, on 3 ways to make chicken salad. So we have way too much chicken salad. That's what we're gonna probably be eating for the next couple days, which is totally fine with me because I don't have to cook, which is great. So we had chicken salad, put the kids right away down for a nap, and I jumped in the shower, which is not your usual midday thing, but when you're self-employed, I guess anything goes. And then I've been working on making new Pinterest graphics, obviously for Pinterest for my blog. It's quite a tedious process because now they do video, and so I'm trying to make videos for all of Pinterest. So it's been an afternoon of naps and work time, which is typical, and the kids are all about to wake up soon, so we'll probably just have some playtime, and then hopefully I'll be able to wrap up all the videos I was making today, tomorrow, because they did not all get done.
I'm gonna do it right here.
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9, 6.
No, 3.
3,
No. 4.
4,
What you're about to turn. 5.
6.
5. High five.
And now I need lots of grapes to
You
make
do
my
need lots of
name.
grace. That's for sure.
Grapes to do my grapes because I didn't get lots of grapes because I know my name.
You need to count to 20,
I know
don't you?
grape. And juice comes inside grapes.
True.
Okay, let's get back to more talking about the kitchen. I have so much to say, I feel like, and so if this is of interest to you, how this is all going down, you can keep watching. Now, if you've renovated a kitchen, you probably know that there just feels like tons of variables along the way, that I'm kind of taking it one step at a time. At first I was thinking, okay, I need to order the light fixtures, I need to order the cabinet hardware, I need to figure out what rug to put on the floor. I'm realizing now that I cannot even do anything beyond the next step just because I need to see how the cabinets look before I can order the countertops and see where the island hits before I know what to order to put on top of it. So it's kind of just one step at a time, and I realized that by doing it this way, we're going to be sitting with a mess of a kitchen for a long time, but I really just don't want to make any costly mistakes, so I'm kind of just rolling with it and knowing it's going to take forever. I put in tape where everything's going. So I want the Farmhouse sink that I showed you. I have a high back Farmhouse sink to be centered on the window. I toyed around with some other ideas, but I think that's just the best because I like the idea of being able to see out here to the kids' playground. It's just so clear and nice right from my sink. So once the sink is in, I'll put the stove in and the refrigerator in, and then probably measure again to figure out what cabinets need to go there. Luke's got the kids in the yard cart. So sorry about the noise, but that means that they're all busy while I'm recording this, which is great. Once those are all in place, we'll place the cabinets. Once those are all in place, we will talk about the countertops. Now, originally on the main wall, I was thinking about butcher block, it's loud, and then the marble on the island. So I think I've changed my mind. Luke and I were talking about it, and we think we want to do quartz for everything. Quartz can look just like marble, but yet not the maintenance of marble, and then also not the maintenance of the butcher block. So I went up to the store and was talking to the lady about butcher block because I really like the look, and she said, you do know that you have to maintain it, put some kind of oil on it all the time. I really loved the quartz in our last house. I like the way white works, especially for my business, because I can always find a wood surface in the table, but finding a white background for pictures is a little bit difficult and so necessary for me. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna do that, go with the white. There's tons of wood in this room with the wood floors. There still might be some wood in the cabinetry with the Farmhouse sink, depending on which route we go there. All this to say, I guess I have nothing for you except for a really large window and a whole bunch of ideas. I have pinned like crazy to my kitchen board with lighting ideas, hardware ideas, countertop ideas, and we'll just see when those steps come what we end up choosing. One other thing I think I forgot to tell you was that we actually had to raise the window for the sink. So I hadn't thought of this originally, but whenever the guy was here, the contractor, and he was about to cut everything out, I got to thinking, wait a minute, where's that sink gonna hit? And sure enough, it hits about 6 inches higher than the window was supposed to be. So another consideration is the trim. So in the design plan, there's gonna be trim under the window and then the sink. Well, I don't want the windows that high, so we're gonna have to end up cutting around the trim on the bottom, but I think it's the best solution for where we want the window to sit. Now, I did order some millwork from a local company that does custom millwork, because all of the fluted molding I find online that's at like Lowe's or Home Depot, it does not have the detailing like we have here. But in several areas of this house, there is the fluted molding from the store, which I'll show you. It looks like this. It just won't work for me. I want that Victorian trim. And so we're gonna have this custom made and the rosettes, and it'll make the window here, which is clearly vinyl, at least sort of match our lovely old wood windows. Now I'm gonna give you a little view of the outside of the house to show you what the windows look like from out there. All right, there we go. I think it looks so nice. Still need to paint that up there, but I really think this looks like it belongs there. It doesn't look out of place. All right, well, next steps, there is an electrician coming on Monday to put in the wiring for everything on this wall. The carpenter left yesterday. He basically shored up this wall with some new studs to make everything nice and even, because with old houses, things weren't, and put in the window and the supports. And then after the electrician comes, he's coming back, the carpenter, and he is going to put up new drywall. He already put in brand new insulation, so we're, you know, at least one part of our house has nice new insulation. And then beadboard. So I don't know if I shared this with you, but I changed my mind on wanting nothing, you know, no backsplash, anything, and we got some beadboard. I just love the country look of that. Whether it is accurate for a Victorian style farmhouse, I don't know. Actually, I think I kind of do know. There's beadboard all over our house, and so it has to be. I'll show you here on the stairwell. So there's beadboard all through here. It's kind of hard to see. And there's beadboard in our bathroom. So because of that, I thought I could get away with putting beadboard in our kitchen. I'm just gonna do it because I love beadboard, planking. I just love the visual interest that some, you know, very subtle stripes add. I think it'll look really good behind the open shelving that we're gonna be putting up later as well. I also have a guy that restores vintage stoves. My cousin actually is a friend of this guy, so I'm so glad, because I did not know who on earth in our area would restore a vintage stove. But this guy knows how to do all of that, and then he also is going to plumb the line for the gas. All right, well, thank you for following along with this journey. I'm sorry we take forever on everything, but I just wanna make sure this kitchen is right. You know, by the end of this year, it'll be done. I'm sure it'll be done in the next 3 months, hopefully way sooner than that, but I just don't wanna rush it. We have our stove plugged in here, and we still have the fridge sitting over here, and we have the sink in the bathroom, so we're really able to function in this mess. It's honestly not as bad as it seems. We put all of our dishes in a hutch, and then I kind of cleaned the pantry, and we set one of the cabinets over here against this wall, and so there's spots for our fermenting stuff. I'm about to make some sauerkraut, and there's a spot for the Instant Pot, and so we're really not feeling overly burdened by this. So I'm just going to take each step as they come, and not saying I haven't stressed about it a little bit, but that's the plan. All right, well, I have a hair appointment tonight. I do that about once a year to get my hair cut, and so I'm probably gonna take the kids, since it's all the way in town, swimming and for a fun little night, and that's gonna be our day. All right, well, thank you so much for following along with this. I'll update you probably next week as the kitchen progresses. If you're brand new to my channel and you want to follow along with our farmhouse restoration journey, hit that subscribe button. I also make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living in a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by our under construction farmhouse.